When you're being presented by a fax from law enforcement and they're putting together affidavits, and then you have a U.S. attorney basically really advocating, and U.S. attorneys are very smart and they're skilled in advocating. If you're a jurist, you're being told, okay, look, I got 3-4 law enforcement agencies telling me that this person might be committing the next big terrorist act that could lead to, deaths of hundreds, if not thousands of Americans. On the other side, all I got to do is just give them this warrant and they'll figure out whether this person is doing anything bad. And if that person is doing anything bad, they can stop them. What would you do? I mean, if I put myself in that situation, I don't know if I wouldn't grant the FISA warrant.
The FISA court has the ability to order the government to cut it out if they think the government is doing something wrong. But a pattern we've seen in recent years is what they call compliance incidents, cases where the government is operating a surveillance program in a way that is not consistent with what the court ordered them to do. And very often, you'll see a ruling where this is finally reported to the court after 3 or 5 or more years, where it'll say, well, okay, for this very long period of time, we have been operating contrary to what the court ordered or what the law requires, impacting often, many thousands or millions of communications and individuals. The inspectors general are there to, among other things, ensure the agencies are complying with the law. They can't be everywhere within an agency like NSA with tens of thousands of employees, with many, many, many different code word classified, extremely complex surveillance programs.
Our system is built on the adversarial system, right? You have a prosecutor, you have a defense attorney, and both are basically advocating their positions to a judge. In this system, there is no other side. There's just one side advocating, here's all the stuff. So those 2 points are very, very big in my opinion, and I think are lacking here.
The most important thing we can do at a structural level is resist the growing demands for bans on strong encryption. For a lot of sometimes good reasons, law enforcement would love to be able to guarantee that they can read anyone's communications if they get a warrant, that nobody can render their data unreadable to the government.
Well, I think there's a healthy skepticism over government surveillance. I don't think anyone wants to live in a police state. We know what life was like under the Stasi in East Germany, and that was not a happy life for those people living in East Germany. And so I think there's a healthy skepticism of it, and I think that's why there's such scrutiny of it. So I think people understand that it's necessary and it's needed, but it's got to be tailored and appropriate for the threat we're facing.
But if you are concerned about the shift from traditional particularized individual surveillance to potential population scale surveillance, a kind of automated monitoring of the population as a whole, then I think it's essential to essentially create technical barriers to that kind of data collection. Because if the architecture makes it possible, it seems almost inevitable that that will happen.